this class today, we're going to talk about how building a pizza restaurant in 30 minutes not only is doable, that I've done it. I recorded a different separate video and posted that on Aldelo Corporate, where I built a pizza restaurant with multiple sizes, toppings, crust, sauces, and even soft drinks, and I did it in exactly 30 minutes. So today we're going to show you how to do it. I'm going to be a little more detailed in the steps of it so that you can do this on your own. First off, let's understand what we're dealing with. The pizza setup in the back office has the option for 10 different pizza sizes. It has multiple pizza crust, that is pan, thin, hand toss, whatever the different crusts are. Those are options there. Then the different sauces, multiple sauces, white sauce, Alfredo, garlic, tomato, basil, whatever their options are for sauces, each of those can be then listed. And then dozens and dozens of toppings. We'll show you how the system handles that, and it does it very well. And then finally, how you build your pizza items. These are the actual buttons that go on the screen for cheese pizza, build your own, meat lovers, whatever options they have for pizzas, whatever they call them. The system will then build those pizzas with all the different toppings, all the different crusts, and all the different sauces, and then all the different sizes. So it's a very complex behind-the-scenes setup, but the up front, what you have to deal with is quite simple. So toppings, they can literally be dozens. You can have multiple pages, if needed, of the different toppings for the restaurant. They can then, the system will automatically then build single, double, and triple portions for you. Single, double, and triple pricing, as well as portions. We'll also build your whole pizza, half, and even do thirds. So there are multiple size and splitting of that pizza topping. And then there's also an option to limit the number of free toppings. So I'll show you how you can do a 3-topping pizza at a specific price, and then anything over 3 toppings is charged for. There are some settings to do, and we're going to get into those here now and set those up, and then we'll actually do the pizzas. So you go to Settings, Store Config, POS Config, and then Pizza Options and Sizes. So what I've done is I've got a store that has no items. Well, it's got one. It's got the default. So what I did is I went to my iPad and I created a store with one employee, that was me, and it set it up as a pizza store with table service, and then I did one item, which is the water, and that's it. So we have a database of one item so far. What we're going to do now is we're going to go in and now set up a pizza layout. To do that, first, I want to go in and I want to set up and show you my settings. So Store Config, POS Config, Pizza Option and Sizes here. And then you go down and these are the defaults. So pizza toppings use proportional pricing, yes. And then do you want to do halves? That's a yes. That's the default. If you want to do thirds, you just click this, and then your system will automatically then set up for thirds. You also have the option of using this pizza setup in an additional type of vertical market. So it doesn't have to be used for just pizza. It would be really, really good if you had a sandwich shop that had a lot of different options, such as the size of the sandwich or size of the sub. It then had multiple sauces and cheeses and different breads, kind of like a Subway type location. You could then set this up and change the name from pizza setup to sandwich setup. Instead of crust, bread type, sauces, toppings. All these different names would be then changed to be specific for a sandwich shop. You could do that. I'm going to leave them as pizza for our benefit today. And that's really all there is to setting up for a pizza operation. I'm not going to do the sizes here, even though you can come in here and do sizings, and I'm going to do them in the pizza setup instead. But just understand that you do have the option to do that here. All right, so let's go back over to products and come down to pizza setup. First thing is you're going to put in your sizes. The default would be small, medium, large, extra large. You can come in and do something like a 12-inch. Let's see, 14-inch. I'm doing this on the fly here, so let's see what we can come up with. All right, I got 4 different sizes, and that's all there is to do sizes. When you hit save, you're ready to now move into the different crust. Now, much like what you saw in our matrix building, this is a lot like it. So if you saw that video and you went through that class with me, then you're going to be comfortable with what we're doing here. We're going to create the base modifier for the crust. And that's it. Just type in the word crust, or if you're doing sandwiches, maybe it's the bread. But now you have a base modifier. Now, what is this name? So we're going to call it thin. Now, you can put a button picture if you wish. I'm not going to do that here. Now, here's where if you have a thin crust option for a 12-inch, you just need to put in 0 zeros. If you leave it blank, then that tells the system that you don't offer thin in a 12-inch. I hope you see the difference. If you offer it, put in a price. It can be a bump price. It can be just zeros. But if you don't offer a thin crust in this size pizza, leave this blank and the system will ignore it. So I'm going to add that. Next crust. And the same as before. If you offer it, put in a 0 price. If it's a bump price, then you can put that price in here. Once you're done, hit the green button to add pizza crust. It's going to take us to the modifiers, to the modifier section. Now what that amounts to is it allows us then to make any changes or any modifications, if you will, to these items before we move on. So now you see I've got all these different sizes with the different crust. These items have been generated by the system. Common name would be what's on the button, and then any price associated with it. So let's go back over to the pizza setup. Now let's do the sauces. We're going to create the basic item, the base item. All right, now I've got my base item of sauces. Now let's just put in the different sauces that we have for each one of the different sizes. All right, I've got my 3 sauces. I'm now going to hit add pizza sauce. This is now going to create, like it did before, where it created all the crust. It's now going to create all the sauces in the modifier section as well. All right, now we have all those set up. Go back over to pizza, and then we do toppings. This one will be a little bit different than what we've done before. When we still do the base. Still do the base modifier. That's all the same. What becomes different now is when you start doing the actual item. Now you put in the price that you would charge for this topping on a 12-inch pizza. What are you going to charge for a half portion? Remember, we're not doing the third. If you did a third, you'd have to put in the price that you would charge for a third size or a third topping. Then you're going to repeat that for every topping. For our discussion today, I'm just going to do just 2 toppings. Actually, I think I'm going to do a total of 3. Because I've got something else to show here in a minute when I do the setup that will require that. So I've got my toppings in. All right, what you did not see in the back is that it also created the 2 times, the double, and the 3 times or triple options as well for the modifiers. Back to the pizza, and now do the items. This is actually the main pizza item. This is what goes on to the menu, is in the point of sale menu. So you're going to put the reporting category. We don't have one for pizza, so let's go create one. And then reporting. All right, this is where you set up your printer routing. Determine what printers you're going to go to. This will come in a minute. I'm going to do a base item, this base item, without the use of a limit count. I will come back to that on the next base item. I'm going to hit save. Now that created that base item for my normal standard pizzas. So let's just make us a cheese pizza. Button picture if you wish. Price for a standard 12-inch cheese pizza. And then increment that for each of the different sizes that you have. And then you hit add pizza. Now under a build your own type of pizza, we're going to let them have unlimited options. And they start with a just their own little different price there. I'm going to add these pizzas now. That's all using the standard pizza name. I'm sorry. I want to create a different base item. This one I'm going to do a let's see, customer choice. In this case, they're going to get. I'm going to give them their choice of 2 modifiers at any of their choice. Doesn't matter which one it is. And I'm going to say the first 2 are free. And the additional we're going to charge for. Now, whatever they want. First topping, the first 2 toppings are included, and then the next, any additional toppings will be charged for. Okay. All right, now you look and you see in the item setup, you have your build your own and you have your cheese. Let's take a look at the point of sale and see what we have there. Well, the pizza group is now showing on the screen. Bringing up a standard cheese, you have your choices now of the sizes we came up with. Then the type of crust, and then the garlic or sausage, the Alfredo garlic. And you'll now notice here the sizes, crust, and sausage. Those are the terms that we entered in with regard to the base modifier. Now, these are the actual terms or what we entered for each individual item underneath that. So that's how you get this. Then you hit next. These are the 3 toppings that we entered. You have a choice of whole, half, left half, right half. It defaults to whole. You can then add a topping. You can then add left half, right half. When you hit the done button at the bottom, then it builds the pizza on the screen. And what it's done is that you have a 14-inch pizza, cheese, thick crust, tomato sauce, half black olive, bacon. On the other half is black olive and green pepper. $12.45 is your price. That's simply how it's done. I'm going to go back in and ring up that build your own. Now that pizza is one we did where they get the first 2 toppings are free. So let's ring up just 2 toppings. You see it's at $11.95. That was included in the price was 2 toppings. If I go back in now and do the same pizza, same size, but this time I'm going to do all 3 toppings, you'll see that the price now jumps up. Hope you saw the difference there. Something else that you have a choice of. If you recall, I told you that the system automatically built in the double and triple toppings. So if I were to touch this item with 1 finger, it rings up 1 portion or 1 serving. If I touch this button now with 2 fingers, I now have a choice of double topping or triple topping. And it prices out accordingly. That's a cool feature there. But that's not one you really had to select. It was just included in the system when it built all those items. So I'm going to pause now to see if you have any questions. Again, and take a look at the drink setup using the matrix. So I'm going to go into the matrix setup. What I'll do here is create the base item for the sodas. I'll create a new category because I don't want to put them in the pizza. If you have any parental routings, any special taxations, you would open up the extended settings and do those there. Put in your default price, whatever the default price is for the item, then come in and now let's put in some sizes. Well, what I didn't do, let's go back into medium. I need to bump that price. I didn't think about that. So we're going to bump that price 50 cents. And we'll bump the base price on the large. Let's bump it $1. And if you want to do an extra large, you can bump that even more. So now we have small, which will be at $1.50. Medium bumps 50 cents to $2. Large bumps $1, and then extra large bumps $1.50. Then you start adding your flavors. I don't think you want to bump prices on the flavors, so we're not going to do that. So now I've got 4 sizes and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 flavors. take a look at the results before I go ahead and enter those. And then those look good. Yep, that works out. And then just hit build matrix. Then that's going to build all those POUs. Oh, common name may not repeat. Okay. All right, so under beverages, now I have sodas. At the bottom of the soda page, you can then take a look at, and you'll see all the different ones are already built in here. So everything's built, ready to go. Now, what's it look like on the point of sale? Sodas. So you'll have your 4 sizes. Let's go medium Sprite, small Diet Coke. So between the matrix builder for sodas and the pizza builder for pizza, that's how you can set up a pizza restaurant in about 30 minutes. I did post a video on that on Aldelo Corporate. I will link that in this description. I'll also be able to send that out in an email to you guys. That'll come out after I post this video.
For more information about Aldelo and our products, you can always call us at 800-801-6036 or email us at sales@aldelo.com. If you have a support question, email support@aldelo.com, or you can check us out at the family of websites that we have: Aldelo.com, AldeloPay.com, and the Aldelo Express.